Hello everyone, welcome back to Black Moon Coven. So today we're going to be making protection oil. All of the ingredients in this protection oil are my own little mixture. You can substitute them, you could leave something out if you don't have it, totally make it your own, that's totally fine. So the first thing we're going to be doing is lighting a patchouli incense, which I am obsessed with, just to start off our work. So, with that lit and ready, we are ready to start our oil making. So, of course, for oils, you're going to be needing an oil. I use olive oil for nearly all of my oils. It's a great carrier oil, just a great base. And olive oil is liquid gold to me. I use it for every single oil that I make, unless it specifically calls for something else. I use olive oil. So, the herbal ingredients that we're going to be needing is basil, dill, bay leaves, peppermint, chives. We have some thyme, blackberry, cloves, rosemary, some black salt, some whole sage leaves, and an acorn. I also have a protection sigil on my bottle. This is something new that I started doing. Instead of labeling the oil, I do the sigil on it because then only me knows what this oil is for. You can use my protection sigil, however, sigils, like I keep saying, their magic comes from creation. So make your own, put it on the bottle, and of course, you're going to need a bottle. So the first thing that you are going to do is grab your bowl and a spoon, and we're going to be measuring out the herbal ingredients that we need. So, start with the ground up ingredients. I'm going to start with my peppermint, and I'm going to do a spoonful of each, and this is a tablespoon. This is a tablespoon. So 1 tablespoon of each. And if you want more of something, go ahead and add it in. It's totally your oil. You go ahead and add that in. So peppermint, thyme, and you put the ingredients off to one side so you kind of know you've already put those in. We're going to add some cloves. We're going to add some blackberry. Some rosemary. And we are going to leave the chives, the bay leaves, black salt, sage, acorn for last because I kind of want them to be infused with the oil a little more. We're going to be adding some dill. And I want to leave it whole because I like leaving things whole in my oil. So I'm going to leave some dill nice and whole. And the same thing with basil. I'm going to be leaving the leaves whole. Okay. So you're just going to mix that up. Mix it all together. So you have an equal amount of each. And that's kind of what it looks like. So now that you have all of your herbal components together, you're going to start adding your more solid pieces into your bottle. Grab your bottle. Move some stuff around so then you have a little bit of a space. Make sure you have a plate, paper towel, newspaper, something underneath your bottle because when you're pouring oil into something, it could get everywhere and oil is not fun to clean up. So just make sure that you have something there. So now what I'm going to be doing is adding some of my more solid ingredients, my whole ingredients. So I'm going to be adding some of my sage leaves. And it's completely up to you how much you want in there. I'm going to add 4. I think that's a nice even number. So chives. This is what happens to chives when you dry them out. You don't have to add them in. I know they're kind of a kooky ingredient, but it's a really good protection herb to have around. So I'm going to add 4 just to keep it equal with my sage. Some bay leaves. If you have any crushed up bay leaves, this is the perfect opportunity to use them. So I'm just gonna be adding some bay leaves in. And you can do how many bay leaves you want to add. I'm gonna go ahead and go with 4 again. Okay, and next we're gonna add some black salt. So the reason I do this last is because black salt has charcoal in it and it stains everything. So you make sure you take a little spoonful and slowly pour it into your bottle. And you see, that's why I wanted a plate underneath it, because it'll spill. You only need a small spoonful. You don't have to get crazy with the black salt, only a small spoonful. So next you're gonna start adding your herbal components, the ones that you've mixed up. Now if it's easier just to add it in by hand, you go ahead and do that. If you have a funnel, go ahead and do that. Whatever you gotta do just to add in your herbal components. As you're adding them in, you could chant something. You can visualize your sigil in your head. You can chant a spell. You can do basically whatever you want. I usually don't do much with my oils. I create them and then I let them charge under the moon, or if I have to enchant them, I do that. But I think adding herbs into the oil with an intention really just does it justice. So we have all our ingredients. Don't forget your little acorn. I'm gonna plop that in there. Next comes the fun part. You're going to be basically pouring in the oil for the bottle. Now, I use olive oil, like I stated previously. It's pretty cheap to get at the store. You probably have it in your home. This whole bottle cost me about $3, and I could get a lot of oils out of this. So, you have all of your herbal components in there. And what you're gonna do is fill the bottle about 3/4 of the way up, because you want some room for you to shake your oil and to get all of the herbs infused inside. So we're gonna stop right about there. You want room to be able to shake your oil, because every morning I come into my room, I light my incense, my candles, and I shake all of my oils. A lot of people like to drain their oils after a certain amount of time, so you shake your oil for about a week, and then you drain it of the herbal stuff, and then you do that and condense it into smaller bottles. However, I don't. I just like to shake my oils and make sure that nothing's on the bottom, nothing gets stuck to the bottom, especially if you're using stuff like black salt and everything else, it's already at the bottom. So you want to make sure that it's really evenly distributed in the oil. So you make sure you close it up nice and shake it up. Now, the choice of bottle is very important. A lot of witches go against cork bottles. I like to use them, however, be very careful when you are shaking. Make sure that you're holding the top and don't flip it upside down all the way. You could do this. Make sure you don't flip it upside down, because the oil will tend to leak through the cork. So this is it. Make sure the bottom, you see how the black salt is kind of coagulated there? Shake it enough to make sure that the black salt is evenly distributed through your oil. And that is it. That is my protection oil. Now you notice that this one I didn't add any, you can see the little dried stems. This one I didn't add any essential oils to it, any smelly stuff. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It really depends. This one, I kind of just let it be. Some of the oils have a really fragrant smell because of the herbs itself. So just keep that in mind. If you want to add essential oils, you can. You don't have to. And there you go. This is protection oil. So you can anoint candles with this. You could sprinkle it around your home. You could wear it yourself. You could anoint yourself with oil. Usually I anoint myself with some type of oil in the morning, dab it on my wrists and, behind my ears or wherever, like a perfume. So you could wear this oil, you could put it around your house. Just be very careful what ingredients you put inside of it if you are going to wear it topically. So that is it. Hopefully everyone enjoyed my video on making protection oil. Again, you could substitute the ingredients for whatever you wish, for whatever you want. And that's basically it. Follow me on all of my social media. Follow me on Pagan Witches Amino and all the other little amino communities that I am proud of and proud of, and part of. There you go. Check out my Etsy store. And yeah, until next time, have a lovely rest of your day.